this video, you will learn how to export the different files that can be created from this virtual patient. For example, we want to export the mandible together with the teeth in CBCT mode, like we're in right now. You can see. Let's first go through a quick export. We can enter the export dialog by two ways. We can either click export right here, or we can access it through the drop-down menu through the export section. Now that we are in the dialog, there are the same view modes as in the editor. To export the CBCT of the mandible with the teeth, we first enter CBCT mode and then choose the teeth and the mandible, simply by clicking it. So now that we have selected the teeth and the mandible, we can go ahead and export the selection. We can press Add to Selection and you'll see all the structures are added to the export selection. Now, when we choose the teeth and the mandible again and remove our selection and then press Combine into one file, the selection will be fused together into a single file and exported in the group. Your results can be exported in different file formats. We currently support STL, DICOM, PLY, OBJ, and GLB. So now let's do a deeper dive into our options for exporting. So you can decide if the exported files should be put into occlusion. The data for the occlusion comes from the intraoral scan. So you see you can export the CBCT structure and still put it into occlusion. Further, you can decide to reduce the polygon count of the exported file. Here are some short examples for that. For the export of teeth from the intraoral scan, there are multiple options. You can choose if the teeth should be exported as a closed mesh. This can only be done with intraoral scans. By default, segmented teeth from the intraoral scan are exported as an open mesh. If you choose export teeth as a closed mesh in the export dialog, the mesh will be closed on export. If you upload an iOS scan and activate the advanced option to request closed crowns, while finalizing the upload, roots are added when exporting the teeth as a closed mesh. You can also decide to export your results in RAS coordinates. By default, the exports are oriented in LPS. For the exports to be oriented in the neurological convention for axes, select Export as RAS coordinates. You can see the difference here. This is LPS and this is RAS. So the export dialog is organized in different tabs. The first tab is our presets tab. They allow for a quick export so that each time you just have to click one button for export. You can already find a selection of presets for popular software like Materialize ProPlan and Romaxis. But you too have the option to create your own presets. When you have a selection of teeth and structures made, you can click the button Save as Preset. When you do that, a new preset will automatically be created and you can choose a name for the preset. When you open it, let's call it preset 1 and then write a little description for it, like for regular export. This preset is then saved and you can add the structures simply by clicking at it. So now that we've looked at the anatomy selector and the presets, let's look at the third tab, which is the scans tab. In this tab, you can access the original scans that you uploaded to the Relu creator and add them to the export selection. To do that, simply click and choose what you want to add, and it's automatically added to the export selection. As always, you can edit the names in the export selection too. So that would be it for the export dialog. Hope to see you back in the next video.